Third time's a charm, right? Hey cuties, PeachY here. Welcome back to a new video. And in this video, yes, we have another new Ever After High single that dropped a couple days ago. And we're no closer to finding out what is actually happening here. So let's get into it. Okay, so what is happening? So little recap. For almost 4 weeks ago, on the 5th of January, we got a new single from Ever After High called Can't Get Me Down. The album cover was a screenshot from one of the episodes, apparently, of Raven, rocking out with her guitar. The lyrics and the tone, the sound of the actual song is very generic. It's like very basic, very basic stuff for a franchise that's, all about, empowering and, being yourself, being confident. It's something that you would hear from Monster High. You would hear from Rainbow High, showing your true colors, letting your true colors shine. Be yourself, be unique, be a monster. Basically like that same mantra, it's all about the song. That was on the 5th of January, so almost 4 weeks ago. Keep that in mind. And then 2 weeks later, on the 19th of January, we got another single called Unbreakable. Also a album cover from a screenshot they used. And once again, the sound, the tone, the lyrics, whoever's singing the vocals, right? It's very robotic. It's very auto-tune-y. It's very generic. And it's definitely like bordering on AI. Like it sounds like robotic and AI. Like it just sounds fake. It doesn't sound like there's a soul in the song. And then most recently, last Friday on the 26th, we had a third single called Destiny. Now, this is the first time where the album cover did not include Raven. It included actually 4 girls from the winter theme that they had at the end, right? I really don't know enough about Ever After High and like the lore and what happened, but like they had a winter theme, and that's a screenshot that they used, or I guess like a poster that they used for the album cover. And then also for the first time, this song did not talk about like, oh, you can't get me down, or it wasn't about like, oh, confidence and stuff like that. It was more about like destiny, being your own like writer of your life, like writing your own destiny, right? Like stuff like that. I mean, basically still like the same concept of like you're your own person and you have power over your own life. But now it was just more focused on like the destiny aspect, like fate, my life, whatever. And no longer about you can't get me down or whatever. So that's the latest single we've had. So those are 3 singles that have come out almost almost every week since the beginning of January. Again, the 5th of January. Now it's almost February, and we still don't have any response by Mattel. They haven't, acted on these releases, and apparently these releases have been not only on Spotify or on Apple Music, on the official Ever After High music accounts, but they've also been spotted on Tidal, which I wasn't familiar with, which apparently Tidal is like a professional, like a more like, professional, like sophisticated, website or app. I don't know. So I guess that was a surprise. So I guess they're on all streaming platforms. And that, so I don't know what what is this? What is happening? Well, initially we thought, okay, this is a revival, of the first single. But then the second single came out with no updates from Mattel. And then now we have the third single. And interestingly enough, also, the composer on all of these songs is the same person. They're called Alison Bloom. There's no other credit on these singles. It's only her. So, is this a red herring, or is that the person who's been, I guess, pranking us? Because like, what does this actually mean? Is this legit, or is this just a hack? Is this just a prank? I think the biggest evidence that this is not fake is that Mattel hasn't acted upon these releases yet. Again, 4 weeks out, these singles, 4 weeks since the first one, right? So it's a long time. You would think Mattel would have seen this by now. It would have seen the commotion on social media, but no, I guess not. Or I guess it's because it's by Mattel. That's the theory, right? Like, this is legit, and it is by Mattel. It's not fake. It's not a hack. It's not a scam or a prank. It's real and done by Mattel themselves, by someone at Mattel. And that's why they have not acted upon these releases, because they're doing it. I think that's the biggest evidence, again, is because they haven't taken the songs down. They haven't given an explanation of these releases in any social media platforms. I think that's the biggest evidence that these releases could be perhaps leading up to an eventual comeback or revival of Ever After High. Now, I think also, if this is Mattel's doing, they're doing this to build up hype for a perhaps, again, a revival coming soon, or maybe just to keep interest in the brand alive. Because apparently companies have been using AI a lot lately to, get, for marketing purposes, because it's cheaper, of course. And so maybe Mattel is experimenting with AI with these new songs, trying to see seeing what's the tone, what is it like how do people respond, and then perhaps after they test out these things, they will then move on with their plan of to go forward with a revival or not. So I don't know. This is a really new territory, because again, if this was a hack, if someone was doing this, not Mattel, not someone who works in Mattel, then they would have done something about it. Mattel would have seen this, they would have done something about it, but they have not. I think that's, again, the biggest, evidence that this is by Mattel. It could be, again, to, keep the hype for Ever After High, for the series alive. It could be for a revival coming soon. Or it could be, again, just to test out, how do people react with these new songs. And, in a situation like this where the songs sound fishy, but you're not certain if it is AI or not. Which, the songs really do sound like AI. They just do. They do. The covers are not AI, perhaps, but, the songs, I think so. And maybe that also explains why there's only one person credited with all these singles. It's Allison Bloom, because maybe they are the ones who are at Mattel testing out how this works. How this works and how it could lead up to, the conversation for a revival or comeback for Ever After High. So yeah, it's cheaper. Again, that's maybe why they're doing it. And again, 4 weeks, no response, no actions by Mattel. That's you got to think about that. There's got to be a reason. Most things have a reason. They have a meaning, especially with marketing and stuff like this from toy companies. It rarely is something by accident or coincidence. I think we know this by now, And of course, we have the Mycene return with the collector dolls. We're getting Storywood Fairy Tales from MGA soon, so perhaps this is a response from Mattel to those upcoming releases, from MGA with Brad's returning and, Storywood Fairy Tales, Rainbow High's reboot. And of course, people have also pointed out that that wouldn't really work because, Mattel just got the license back for the Disney Princess dolls, and that's true. And they're also doing Disney Descendants dolls later this year, and that's true. So wouldn't that conflict with Ever After High, since Ever After High and Disney Princess in past, and also Disney Descendants, right? They've all kind of clashed because they're all basically the same thing. Some people have pointed out that, perhaps, Mattel has ironed out a deal with Disney. Perhaps they worked out something that they could still work on Ever After High in a public eye, release songs like this, and maybe just not dolls. Maybe that's why we're only getting songs and not dolls or any leaks like that or of listings, because maybe what's actually happening here is that because Mattel has the licensing now with the Disney Princess line and Disney Descendants, they talked to Disney about it, and they were like, listen, you can do Ever After High, but just don't do dolls. And maybe that's why they're doing songs, because they're testing out how this works with AI, and maybe they're working up to a revival of the series, not the dolls, which I guess could be a possibility. But it would be weird if they had the series return, like with a movie or whatever, where these songs could be a part of that movie or series, and not have the dolls return too. Especially with Meissen returning, it just feels like weird, right? So, but that is a possibility that Disney, Mattel worked something out, and they're like, you can do Ever After High, just don't do dolls. And Ever After High, they sold books, they sold merchandise, not just dolls. So they could still bring back Ever After High just in a different form, without so much as focus on dolls and playsets, and just more on the merchandising aspect of it, and the series and books perhaps, and albums and music. That still makes money. So could be. I think right now, well, we gotta see, I guess, what happens next. Let's see what happens, right? Like, if Mattel responds, okay, we'll have an answer. If they don't, that's also an answer in and of itself. If they keep releasing singles, I think that is also an answer that this is real and not fake. Because if this is fake, again, Mattel would have seen this by now. They would have done something about it. So I think, yeah, I don't know. Let's just see what happens, I guess. And if these singles really do lead up to a revival of Ever After High, and if that revival really does just encompass the series returning, which would also be amazing, and maybe perhaps eventually dolls, like 2025 and 2 years from now, or if this is all fake. I really don't know, because even if it is AI, Mattel could still be doing something with AI to, test out the waters and see how it works, and see if it lands, and see if it does, create hype for a brand like Ever After High, who's been previously, since 2015, dormant. So let's see what happens. But this is definitely like very interesting, to say the least. But what are your theories and speculation on this bizarre situation? Let me know it down below. I hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and consider becoming a member today. A link is down below if you're able to, and if you want to support the channel, and of course, so you don't miss out when I post more content like this coming your way, and keeping you up to date with all the doll tea you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope this next time, stay peachy. Kisses.